This is your daily market review for Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, September 10th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great day. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links in the description below. A lot of great discussion today in the Discord room. Now, this is the one thing that I love to talk about. And again, if you're new to the channel, please dig in and listen to this. People can have differing opinions. People can have thoughts, ideas, beliefs. And what I appreciate about my room and what I try to cultivate, and I wouldn't even call it my room, I'd say it's our room, is logic, reason, and the ability to state a position, believe in it, but also be able to say, hey, right, wrong, indifferent, whatever. It's all about making money. And so I think what people need to realize, and again, in trading and in general, newer people listening, it's a probability game. If you're never wrong or you pretend to never be wrong, you're more than likely going to be wrong a lot because the market is incredibly humbling. And one of the things that we talked about today in the room was I had gut instincts. Someone had more charts. And in the end, the market did what I thought it was going to do, but it also could have done the exact opposite. And you know what? That's part of it. And so, again, if you know the market, you've been trading long enough, you know that the game is all about losing the minimal amount. So, again, I appreciate everybody involved. Appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. And so here's my take on what's going to happen. Again, I could be wrong. So I'd love to preface it. I think tomorrow, CPI, PPI coming up, the market's not going to care. As I've talked about, I think the market's going to do a good job of marking up prices into the FOMC meeting to dump it. Now, again, how high does that go? When does it end? This is what we need to talk about. So strap in, get your coffee, grab your whatever energy drink, and let's get started. Again, if you're new to the Discord room, links description below. Posting the trades, ideas, thoughts on the Twitter. If you need a chat, I'm telling you, use the Calendly link. Let me know how I can help. If you need to sign up for the newsletter on the website, I appreciate it. Again, tons of features. Go to thetradingagent.com. Always here to help. Again, Calendly link. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate you guys. Again, we're growing this channel, not to sell to people subscriptions and trades, and no, it's to make people better traders. For them, again, I love when people post in my room because I can't always be at the computer just like you can't. Your job is not to sit here and watch the grass grow and the market paint and get stuck over trading. It's to do the best trades possible, and I appreciate you guys dropping your best ideas and thoughts. All right, let me refresh this because it's constantly changing. We going into next week. We got one cut. It's either one or two. Well, does it really matter? In my opinion, no. The market is going to try to mark up into that cut. How high? We'll get there in a second, the levels. But I'm thinking at some point, what you'll see is, we've already had a nice move, but the QQQ is the oversold with the rates breaking out. Is it all a trap? We'll see. Bitcoin rallied back today. Not surprised. Holding the range lows. No, not surprised. That's not updated. Oh, it's going to make me do this. I apologize. Well, it was rallying. We've known that. That's one of the things that, again, the risk on kind of, let's say, unlimited upside. We talked about this yesterday. Like, could this be a head and shoulders bottom? You're holding the range lows. Not surprised it's got a little bit of oomph into it. I'd be watching that 61,000 level as the next resistance. I don't know, maybe 60,000. But as we talked about, short-term bottom, potentially pop. How high, how far? Again, only you know the case on that. And I personally think it's going to be choppy and sloppy until the Feds actually act. Oil, friends took some trades down here. Makes sense to me. Again, this is why I don't really think the CPI matters. We talked about this. If you look at where it's come from, you're down and do the math, right? 20% almost on oil. So again, CPI data is going to be backwards looking. No one's going to care, especially if oil prices are down here. But again, it makes sense to start playing the trade. If you dropped in on some XOP, again, leave a comment below. Some of you guys had some amazing ideas and thoughts. Again, don't overthink it. Trade it. You have your risk, you have your zones, you have your areas. Booyakasha. Natural gas, same kind of thing. Again, long term, I like it at lower prices, but near term, it's going to be, again, in my opinion, it's going to be a tough one. Tough to hold, if that makes sense. Does the dollar make you holler? So we've talked about dollar going down, but was oversold. We talked about the 20-day, watching the moving averages. Again, when you failed the zone, it said we're going lower. But this is what I talk about. Nothing goes down in a straight line, right? Okay, keep an eye on it. Watch what happens at the 200-day. I'm assuming you'll get there at some point. TLT, congrats again if you're long bonds. We talked about rates going lower. However, just near term, be careful. It could be a trap. I personally think we're going to get up to that 108, 110 area at some point. It's just, will it happen this week, next week? I don't know. Again, if you had the UBT from the 18, 19 range, feeling good, feeling great. How are you? So far, pretty good. Again, I know point-wise not big, but again, if you were playing this and you were using, buying it for percentages and cash, buy the stock, you're looking pretty good. VIX. Some people talking about buying VIX calls today. I'm like, oh, no. 23 is rejected. I wouldn't be surprised if we backfilled. Get into the 16, 15 range. Again, bring in the complacency. Complacency, come on in. Going into the FOMC meeting. Because again, that's the best way for the market operators to unload into unsuspecting dumb retail. Oh, they'll start running the headlines. Guess what, guys? Fed cuts are amazing for the market. Right? Be careful. Sorry, Vivek's holding. SPY. This is where it gets a little interesting, right? Talked about 50-day chopping around, maybe 20-day. I mean, some people are saying cup and handle. Again, I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of pop. Continued. QQQ, this one's the one that has the most Punjabi potential upside. Talked about this, filling the gap, holding support. 100-day, 20-day, 50-day. Again, maybe even a trend line touch. Like that would be very, and again, trend line, like we're just creating one. Like think about if this is where it needs to get to. Remember the 18th is the actual Fed day. Ugh, look at this. Could be up there. Keep an eye on it. Again, I'm longer term bearish, nearer term neutral to bullish. Is that clear? Capiche? No. Capiche? Right? Look at today's action IWM trap. I know JT Joseph was talking about this, man. Like looking at this, yeah. It wouldn't be surprised if you got that bounce back. Dia Heideka, chopping around. Gold. Now again, this is where I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna be honest. This is my weakness. This is my kryptonite. Again, I like gold long term. I like physical. I've been accumulating physical for a long time. Long time. Especially silver and gold. Is it gonna break out on the Fed pivot? It's already up. This is where it's just silver not really participating. You've got a wedge here, so let's see what happens. GDX miners again. Usually the miners get smoked when the Feds pivot, but then once they pivot is in and they bottom out, then they go. Again, history repeat itself. Can you be wrong? Yes. Can I be wrong? Everybody can be wrong, but I don't want to play this game because I don't want to get stuck. Meaning I don't want to be caught in the middle. AEM holding up really well. AG chopping around. Again, I'd rather wait for extremes. Newmont, again, makes sense. Should be in the 70, 80 range, but it's not. Gets stuck in the 50s, pass. And again, I might sound like I'm trying to squeeze out a turd, especially if I was constipated, but that angst is literally just because, again, I've traded miners for so long. I've seen them play such epic games. Again, if there's credit issues, that's where you have to be careful. Because when they have credit issues, miners are the worst run companies. We'll see again. I mean, you see the banks starting to melt, which they were today. There's credit issues coming. I don't know how that, I do know it'll affect them, meaning AKA the miners. I just don't know when. And so if you have questions, again, ask. I'll show you the past. I can do it another time, but it's just, you go deeper. You go, you're doing the same thing. You're doing the constipated. I don't know. Because again, if you've been caught in that, I mean, I've seen the miners pull back 30, 40, 50% in what seems like days, getting crushed on some of this stuff. TSM, talked about it holding here. Congratulations. Again, I talked about tech longs. Micron was posting this today. Like, watch that 85 area. What do we get at 84, 87? Looks like, again, some bounce potential. AMD, we talked about these being oversold. Not surprised. NVIDIA, not surprised, right? Again, follow the channel. Pay attention. Now, does it mean it's going to new all-time highs? No, but there is a trade there. SMCIs, we talked about being oversold, right? Now, again, just you've got a reference, right? You have a reference. It looks like a bear trap. I mean, at worst, you could probably get back to 450. I know some people are looking at this. It makes sense to me. Intel, People don't realize the idea that they're getting delisted is only growing. Again, the more they underperform the Dow, the more likely the Dow is going to dump them. People get mad when I say this, right? People are going to say, oh, okay. It is what it is. It's been an epic underperformer. Call it what it is. Sorry if the Dow dumps it. Don't get mad at me for just the grumblings or, smoke this fire. SMH holding the 200-day. We talked about due for a bounce. Adobe, again, it gets interesting here, but I can't short it with the market holding up. Anticipating. Again, I don't want to go against my own thinking, right? I don't want to put my brain in a scramble. So watch the 570s. Apple said this during the Discord room. Are you watching? There's a 2-day range, mofo. If we hold it, I don't know why I'm doing that sound, but does that make sense? Like, this was helping me confirm that, all right, looks like the market's going to pop back. And it did. Amazon said the 50, 100-day cross, maybe even the gap fill makes sense. Again, if it's all holding up, makes dollars, makes sense. Again, go with the probabilities, y'all. The Meta, 50-day, watching it. The CRM, check it out, check it out, check it out. Chop, chop. Again, these stocks that are oversold, don't be surprised they do bounce. Guggenheim, same thing. Like, everybody's hating on Google. It's trading at 10 times earnings. Okay, it's oversold. I'm not surprised if it does bounce here. A lot of red. But even if it doesn't, I don't know what the right answer is. Just be careful. Microsoft, here you go. Due to bounce. There's a lot of tech. Again, when you look at the Qs, and you go, the Qs drive the market. These names, don't be surprised. NDAQ, again, I think this is an epic blow off top, but could it retest? Absolutely. Do not chase shorts. MicroStrategy, Booyah Kasha. Talked about the 200-day. Nice trade. Nice trade. Again, this is why we talk about this stuff. Again, you can't assume straight line moves all the time. Again, you might be bearish, but if you're long-term bearish, don't post about bullishness near term when things don't look bullish. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Just be careful, all right? Watch Netflix. Chopping around here. Sorry, I got distracted. Roblox. This is a trade I'm in on. Talked about watching this like range lows. Makes sense. This thing is just basing. I would love, and this is where I think trading can be so simple but yet difficult. Think about this, right? What would be the best way to suck in bulls and trap this? Break it over 48, maybe 50. Maybe it is going to 55. Some big longer term calls. I don't know. But something that's holding up well, I expect it to potentially go. And if it does, good. If it doesn't, again, take $1 or $2 and get out. PanW. This is another name that makes sense. 50-day, holding up pretty well. Some of these names, you can play at Tesla. Some people are playing Tesla. Again, congrats. Makes sense. Pulling back. I've said this. I think the gap fills at some point. And again, Trump. Let me talk about Trump for 2 seconds. Because again, whether you like him or not, the market likes when he's leading. He's talking with Kamala tonight. If she's sober, maybe she'll say some things. But again, the market's going to like when he speaks and she's debating him. Like, it's just, again, whether it's not about politics, just call it as it is. The market's like Senior Trumpinski. Insight, we talked about this one long term. I like it. Pfizer, talked about this yesterday. Breaking out, breaking above. There you go. Congrats. Again, McDonald's seems to be stuck here. Just let it do its thing. Look at that wick today. If people are buying it, they probably are dumping it as a hedge. DKNG, talked about watching the 100-day. Makes sense to me. Thought we might get stuck here, but again, if the market's holding up, this is why you got to be careful shorting against the tide. Like, the rising tide will lift all boats typically. Now, does it have to? No. Like Airbnb sucks. But just be careful. Costco, holding up. Watching this area here. Again, if you want to short it, be my guest. It's just be patient. Starbucks, we talked about holding the 92 area. Makes sense to me. Federal Express, again, all these names look good for shorts on pops. Talked about oversold near term. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Caterpillar. Meow. Chopping around. Chop, 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 chop. Do yourself a favor. Be careful. DE. Right? Been holding up pretty well. Again, some of these names that are just been on record, not record, but ripping, like McDonald's, like DE. Don't be surprised if they digest here and they don't go anywhere, because they've been going up. People will move around. Remember, the trash floats last, and that's where I'm anticipating tech to catch the last bounce. Nucor, chopping around. Again, U.S. Steel, This is going to be a hard one. Said let it go. I think they do get bought out, but I would love to see it at around 22. VALE, again, global growth names, not looking so hot. Near the range lows. Arrow. Some folks like junior copper. I do too, but I like it at a teenage price. CCJ. Like this company long term. Is it due to bounce? I mean, probably is. If the market holds up, just keep an eye on it. CF, again, we like ag, but I like ag getting punished because I want discounts. Mosaic, I want discounts. Someone, oh God, that sounded funny. Discount. Keep an eye on it. That looks interesting here because that could be a little novice gap, double bottom. Keep an eye on NTR. Again, post about this if you have questions. Leave a comment below. XLF. Yikes. Look at it. Hits the 8-10 day. Kapow. Comes back. Dude, this thing is all over the place. Be careful. Some banks are talking about the economy. Yeah, it sucks. I told you guys. Look at JP Morgan. They're not even buying back their own stock. However, it did hold the 100-day. So near term, this is where, again, look for the pops to short. Morgan Stanley. Chopping around. Bank of America. Told you guys, Buffett doesn't sell at the lows, y'all. Probably unloading up here, watching the references. Goldman Sachs down 4%. Woo! Here we go. Again, watch for the bank weakness. Carry. Watch for the bank weakness. Again, market could rise. The trash could rise, meaning tech. Watch banks lag. Chop around. I'm telling you the banks hold all the issues. You heard it here first. XBI. Chopping around. Chop again. Posted. Talked about it. Peaking first. Peaking duck. Right? Carry. I'm like, man, my brain dead. XHB again. Housing didn't. Okay, you should be going up if rates are going lower. Again, housing is not strong in my opinion. You need significantly lower rates. Solar due to bounce if it's at range lows. Sedge oversold. This thing is just a turd bucket. ENPH again. You hit the range lows. I guess not exactly, but keep it. I mean, this is the thing. Like, this is why you trade around your positions if you're a swing trader. If you're a day trader, you're in and out. First several holding trend line. Again, HYG, you've got to be high out of your mind to be, ten cuidado. Again, let's talk about oil because I think there's some great trades here. I'm happy for folks in the Discord room looking at it. Don't overthink it. Oversold. UNG. I hate you, UNG. I hate natural gas UNG fund. This the decaying piece of crap. Short the KOLD. That's the easy one. Pray for an 80 handle, 90 handle. XOP. Watching it intraday. Some of y'all nailed this. Looks like a little bull trap or bear trap. Keep an eye on this thing because this thing has gone from overbought to oversold and new lows. It could be a bull move with a bear trap. Keep an eye on it. ExxonMobil. Look at this thing, right? Back to the 200-day. Valero. We talked about the gasoline names chopping around, but they might be ready to bounce. CVE. Bounce. MPC. Bounce. Does this make sense? These names have gone from like overbought, oversold, coming back down. Occidental. I mean, this one makes sense to me. I mean, I put my alarm one off on this one today. It had its ex-div. I mean, this is the Buffett trade zone. I mean, he will be coming in here. He's going to be shopping. He's got a lot of cash. EQT. We like EQT long term. Again, let these names play out. They're all big consolidation patterns. And last but not least, Flicks. FLNG. Check out the range lows. Okay. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, do not hesitate to reach out. Leave a comment below. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. If you want to leave a donation, whether it's $5, $5,000, whatever, I appreciate it. Again, tipping the dealer, trying to do the best. Again, if you're involved in the Discord room, thank you again for always posting. I appreciate you guys. Again, this isn't an echo chamber of just bull crap or bear crap. Maybe that's the best way. Either crap. It's just to be able to talk about the positions. But again, please, if you're showing up into the room and you're a novice to trader, don't pretend like you know what you're doing. It's okay. Be humble. Have humility. Talk to you guys and gals later. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.